This episode of Bourbon on Ice, presented by Your Friend Frosty and your bartender Mike Whiskey, is brought to you by the Cape Media Center of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. The views and opinions expressed during this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the Cape Media Center. Listener discretion is advised. All right, I pressed the button. It's glowing red.
Is this a test, or are we getting into the show?
It's recording. I'm pretty sure we've started the show.
Oh, no. Oh, roll the music. Quick.
Welcome, listeners, to Bourbon on Ice,
Where we talk about everything nerdy, like gentlemen.
Join us every week for our local Cape Cod take on, well, everything.
Laugh, cry, be confused, and laugh some more.
I'm your friend Frosty.
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
Stay tuned. You think they'll like the episode?
Oh, they'll definitely love it.
Ooh.
Spooky, scary skeletons. Boom, 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 boom.
Ooh. Ah. Ee.
Screech.
What was that sound? It was like something crunching bone.
That's actually a pretty good sound effect.
They were just, it's somewhere. It's somewhere out there. What is that horrifying noise?
That is Whiskey eating an apple.
On air?
Whoops.
Ballsy of you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of
Bourbon on Ice.
Where?
We talk all things nerdy.
Like gentlemen. Did you say we stalk all things nerdy like gentlemen? Because that'd be awesome. That's also kind of us, isn't it?
It's in theme.
Yeah. I'm your friend Frosty.
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
Okay, so as everyone knows, it's that wonderful time of year.
The most wonderful time of the year?
The most wonderful time of year. Fight me.
With those gay happy greetings?
Fight me. This is October, and I used to hate this time of year, but now I've learned to love it because pick a reason. This is the greatest time of year. But, you know, we could debate that all episode long.
The only reason that is invalid is pumpkin spice lattes.
No one's forcing you to eat those, drink those, experience those. No one's forcing those on you. The apple cider is just as prevalent.
But people get the coffees, and it stinks up the office.
Never happens with my office. I don't think I've got the big pumpkin spice crowd.
Yeah, that's fine.
My crowd is hiding vodka in the coffee cup type of crowd. I'm just going to say that. I don't have proof on that, but one of these days I'm going to randomly drop a match in just someone's coffee and see if it burns. Ignites like a flambe. One of the best things about this time of month, I just want to say, is that you turn on the television and there's Halloween specials, and many of the channels are just going crazy, playing the same horror movies over and over and over, and I'm okay with that. It's better than seeing, Twister for the 50th time, or 2012. I mean, how many times can The Rock save Carla from the city falling down in San Andreas? They've always got the same movies on. But Halloween comes around and suddenly there's a lot more horrifying stuff out there to enjoy.
Ding, 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 ding.
Or is that your really bad attempt to do the sound effect
violins
from Psycho?
Yeah.
The yeah, that.
The screeching violins, yeah.
The screeching violins. And chocolate syrup. If you don't understand that reference, then you're too young. Okay, but Whiskey, do you have any scary movies that you like? This is an obvious setup, people.
I know it's an obvious setup, but you realize who you're talking to.
The guy who has never watched a movie in his life until, except last week's episode, you mentioned that you finally caught up on at least a lifetime of watching movies on, all it took was a 30-hour plane trip.
Yeah, so guess what? I don't have much of a list for you.
Okay, do you have at least one?
I got 3.
I have 3.
No way.
Wait, are we saying that these are our top 3 horror movies?
I mean, mine are my only 3, but I guess it could qualify as a top 3.
Okay, we'll go with that. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Your Friend Frosty and your bartender Mike's Whiskey's top 3 horror movies. Woo!
Spoopy.
I'm doing the thing with my arms again.
Count Chocula?
I hate you so much. I hate you, dude. Okay, so when I decided to come up with my list for this, I not only wrote them down, but I ranked them and made reasons why they were so great and did research on them. And Whiskey, I guarantee, was just gonna like look at his phone and like, these are the 3 names I remember.
No, I don't even have it on my phone.
Oh my gosh. Well, 'tis the holiday season, the Hallow Day season, the Hallow. I can't really make this into a word.
The Hallows Eve. Hallow.
The Hallows Day season.
All Hallows
It's
Eve.
scary movie season, people. There, let's just go with that. Whiskey,
Yes.
give me a movie. Give me one of your movies.
Nightmare on Elm Street is my number 1. Believe it or not, I have watched that one.
I'm speechless. That's so unlike you. Okay, was it the original or was it the remake?
The original.
Okay.
It was the original.
It was the original.
Give me some credit.
I don't see why I have to in this case.
Fine, I'm just gonna go sulk in the corner now.
Well, I could do this entire show on my own. I did do research.
No,
Okay,
I remember.
Nightmare on Elm Street film franchise, the original coming out in 1984, a very important year because a lot of really good movies came out that year. But
There were a lot of.
and the original, that's good. I mean, how did you catch that one?
It was a Halloween. I was by myself. I'm like, I never watched it before, and I know it's supposed to be really good, and it was on TV. So I'm like, okay.
Did your parents go home and find like you blockaded yourself in a closet, armed with a knife?
No.
You handled it very well.
Yeah.
Excellent. I love the fact that those movies are cheesy.
I thought the original was well done, at least.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that they're not well done. I'm just saying that, by today's standards, they're cheesy. Special effects, plot line, the music. But, those movies had to crawl so movies today could walk. Those are the things that laid the basic building blocks and created such amazing characters. What did you like about that?
I guess I liked the world building and the character of Freddy Krueger himself. And I thought the writing was pretty decent for a horror movie as well.
I think it's interesting that he's one of the most parodied creatures on the face of this earth. They did a whole Simpsons Halloween special in which groundskeeper Willie was Freddy Krueger.
I remember that.
That was awesome. Okay, that's perfectly respectable. I like that one. All right, now you started out with your favorite. I'm starting out with my third favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me just put my giant pile of research right here where I can see it. Number 3 on Frosty's favorite horror movies, The Faculty.
Okay.
This is an alien movie released in 1996, and it showed many very famous stars before they were stars, and a lot of people who later got big, including Famke Janssen, Jean Grey in the X-Men franchise, Usher Raymond, later to be the singer known as Usher, Jon Stewart, as in Jon Stewart.
Yeah. Wow.
Elijah Wood, as in Hobbits. Josh Hartnett, as in so many movies.
I also remember Elijah Wood for
North.
Not North. What was the one with the dog? Wilson. Or Wilfred.
Wilfred.
Yes.
That was a great show. Sean Hatotsi from Animal Kingdom and Southland Tales. Salma Hayek, as in the Mexican actress who went on to be Frida, played in Dogma, was in the Wild Wild West, although that last one probably no one is proud of. And honorable mentions of additional actors were Bebe Neuwirth, Piper Laurie, Christopher McDonald, and Robert Patrick. So there were a lot of big names in this.
I guess so.
The basic plot is all the teachers in a high school are taken over by aliens and begin to stalk and convert all their students. And only a group of loners and outcasts can stop them. And why is it so great? Because, there's the cast of stars, there's the action, the actual aliens, and the plot that teachers are both evil and aliens is something that we, basically all have suspected for years. Come on. She is so awful. She can't even be human. I bet she's not. Ooh. Well, this movie says that, yeah. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite movies. Not to be taken... Oh, I just remember Danny Masterson was in it.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. You have no idea who that is.
Nope.
No. Hyde, that 70s show.
Oh, that's right, too.
Yep. Okay. Give me another movie. Let's hear it. From your list.
Number 2.
Number 2.
The Nun.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I have not seen that one, but I hear that's a real horror movie buff's horror movie.
Really?
Yeah. Again, wait. Original or remake?
I do not know the difference.
Okay, which one? When did you see it?
Back in the mid-2000s?
Okay, that's... The Nun. Yep. Creepy, freaky, horrifying.
Yeah. That was a fun one, too. My mom was like, it's Halloween, we gotta do something, we gotta watch a horror movie. And so she sat my brother and I down, and we all picked a scary movie. Back when Comcast had On Demand.
Well, they still have On Demand.
Well, yeah, but...
No, they still have it. It's
no,
free
I
and
understand that they still have it, but it's not, talked about anymore because we have Netflix and we have HBO Max and we have all these other streaming services.
Basically...
It's less of a big deal.
Basically, it fell through the cracks, and it's just, if you can't find it on one of those, it's probably on Demand.
Yeah.
And if it's not there, it's not worth it. The Nun, 2018 American Gothic supernatural horror movie. It involves a nun.
Yeah, it wasn't 2018. It was the mid-2000s. So it must have been the original that I watched.
I'm starting to wonder. I'm assuming that I've got that right. To the internet, away. That movie, the one that I'm looking at, had a budget of $22 million and made a box office of $365 million.
Ouch.
No, that's good.
Oh, that's good.
A budget of $22 million and it made $365
Oh, 300.
million.
My bad.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
I missed the 100.
Well, The Nun is a spinoff of the Conjuring franchise.
Oh, okay.
So it had to be that one. And they've actually got a second one coming out. So, were you scared?
No.
No. How were you not scared?
I mean, it was kind of silly.
I'm reading this right now, and it said that apparently this movie was so scary that they had to remove the advertisement from YouTube in August of 2018 due to an unskippable jump scare that violated the platform's shocking content policies. That's great. You watched one of the world's scariest horror movies, and you went, meh.
I didn't watch the 2018 version, though.
But I'm not sure if... Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong? I could be. I've been wrong before, once or twice. It was a dark day for the world. We gotta do more research on this, because I'm 100% certain that the Nun that I'm talking about is the one that we're supposed to talk about.
It was much earlier than 2018.
This is gonna bug me now.
Yep.
All right, now, let me give you the second one from my list. The Cabin in the Woods.
Ooh, I've heard that's a good one.
That is a very good one.
The Cape Media Center, located in Dennisport, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, is a non-profit community media center and the public access TV station for the towns of Barnstable, Yarmouth, Dennis, Harwich, and Chatham. Our mission is to build community through media, enhance democratic communication, and facilitate free expression by providing these towns with a state-of-the-art media resource center. Members can become trained in our video and audio equipment and produce their own media content. Membership includes training classes, access to our field equipment, studios and facility, as well as airtime. Podcasters and music producers can share their content on our website. For more information, visit capemedia.org.
This episode of Bourbon on Ice is brought to you by Market Street Bookshop in Mashpee Commons, located at 31 Market Street, Mashpee, Massachusetts. Embrace diversity and find support for local authors and artists at the Market Street Bookshop, where your favorite new read is just a browse away. For more information, give them a call at 508-539-6985. The Cabin in the Woods.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Have you seen it?
No, I've not.
It is...
What were you expecting with that answer, with that question?
We'll sit down and watch this one together because it is the beautiful brand of meta that I happen to love. It is a horror comedy released in 2012, and again, major stars in it. Chris Hemsworth, as in Thor.
Yeah.
Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy and Detroit Become Human. Bradley Whitford from so many freaking things, like The West Wing, Studio 60 on Sunset Strip, Billy Madison, Get Out, Handmaid's Tale, and Amy Acker, Grimm, Angel, Person of Interest. She is a sci-fi. She's like in most sci-fi things these days. I love her. Basic plot of this is it's the usual story of co-ed spending a weekend at the cabin in the woods. Their trip is suddenly turned deadly when they're menaced by supernatural forces. But then we find out that this whole thing is actually being controlled by underground forces in a lab. Why is it so great? Because every single monster movie, horror movie, is turned on its head in this movie, indicating that, quite literally, they're all the same. They're all made to happen, and there is a clever and very evil organization with good reasons controlling things. And there's awesome slaughter in it. It makes you horrified, but then it just cuts away to mundane stuff, like people in an office making jokes and talking while awful things are happening behind them. Bluntly put, you find out that every single movie that you have ever seen where a bunch of teenagers or people are off somewhere being menaced by a ghost, accidentally wake up a curse, accidentally open a cave and a horrible creature crawls out. This is all stuff that's been set up by an organization. That they do it annually. Hi, Jim. Hi, Mike. So, we doing this today? Yeah? Okay. So what are you doing after this? You want to get some food? I don't know. It turns it on its head, and it's awesome. And even by telling you this, I've left a lot out, so... All right.
Yo, I found it.
You found it?
The Nun, 2005.
The Nun 2005.
It was a 2005 film. So if you look up The Nun 2005,
Do the internet
you
away.
will find the one that I watched. It's got an IMDb score of 4 out of 10.
Ouch!
And yeah, it was a 4 out of 10. That's deserved.
Oh, I see it right here.
Yeah.
An English language 2005 Spanish horror film directed by Luis de la Madrid. No wonder. Oh, the rating on... Oh, my... You were not kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That is such a... They don't even include how much... Oh, these are bad ratings. Awful, but... Okay, so now you have to watch the one that we just discussed. That'll be fun. The 2018 version. So you can watch both Nuns. I knew there was another one. I knew it.
Yeah.
Okay, going on. Give me the third one from your list.
So my number 3 top also serves as my least favorite because I've only seen 3.
How are you? Okay, go on. Okay, I'm coming to your house. I'm bringing the DVD.
The Leprechaun 2. I just couldn't take it seriously.
No one could.
What was it?
Did you hate yourself?
Leprechaun 2, Back in the Hood.
My gosh, do you hate life?
I only got about halfway through.
What is... Why? Did you know there was more in that installment, and eventually they wind up in space in the future with giant spider people and Amazon goddesses and cross dressers. And
that's kind of wild. Yeah, it sounds bad, and it was bad.
Oh my gosh! I won't even ask you for justification on this. You were clearly either drunk, bored, or both.
Too stupid to know better.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're going to have to fix this immediately. We're going to have to get you some legitimate horror movies to watch. It is the season, dude. Have you never seen Beetlejuice?
Oh, I've watched Beetlejuice, but that's not a horror film.
Yes, it is. It's technically ranked as a horror film.
I've always seen it as a comedy.
I mean, yes, it's comedic. It's one of the world's most quotable movies, and there's a freaking musical about it, which is just absolute gold. But wow.
I've left you speechless.
Yes, you have. I'm still just trying to piece this together. Who Who watches that movie?
I didn't.
You only made it halfway through.
Yeah.
Good. At least I can give you that. My gosh. Did you never watch Ghostbusters? Those count as horror-ish? No?
I mean, I have watched Ghostbusters, but that's not really a horror movie.
Well, if you watch the one with Melissa McCarthy, that technically counts because that one was terrible.
Shots fired.
Yeah, prove me wrong.
No,
For the star roster they had in that, it was not good. No. All right, but I really cannot judge. I really shouldn't because I'm about to give you my number one movie.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna lie. I'm giving you the honorable mention first.
Okay, who's the honorable mention?
Dracula 2000. The look he's giving me. It's like he bit into a sword pepper.
Why you gotta bring that up, man?
It was good last week. I have to remind you. It was Wes Craven's update of Dracula with a lot of good celebrities in it, and unfortunately also Danny Masterson, retelling Dracula with a lot of blood and a lot of late '90s, early 2000 background vibe in it, with Gerard Butler as Drac, and he's hot. Dracula is a babe now, and also he's Judas. No, I mean he's straight up Judas from the Bible. He's Judas Iscariot.
Oh.
Which is an interesting take on it because it,
Yeah.
Why silver is bad, the 30 pieces of silver, or was it 40?
Yeah.
Why the cross and holy things are an issue for him. There was just a lot of things that were in it, and it's like, oh, wow, that actually makes ridiculous amounts of sense. And there's a lot of cheesiness that you love in pulp horror. The actors included Gerard Butler, Omar Epps, Christopher Plummer, who also played a vampire at one point in his life.
Yeah.
Johnny Lee Miller, Jennifer Esposito, Jerry Ryan, and Vitamin C, who brought us all the graduation song that plays at every frickin' graduation everywhere.
I've never heard it.
As we go on, we'll remember all the times we spent together. No.
You
no,
didn't
no.
need to sing that for me.
No one needed to sing it ever. No one needed to sing that song ever. And even Nathan Fillion had a cameo in it.
Oh, wow.
He was a priest, which is like so off-brand for him. The whole point, though, is that it has all of these actors together, people that went on to do bigger things in a decidedly B-movie, bloody fashion, which had a very interesting take on it. And it was as 90s, early 2000s as you could possibly get because one of the main characters works in a Virgin Record mega store.
A what?
A Virgin Records mega store.
Oh, neat.
I know. Exactly. Also, it all takes place in New Orleans, so that was kind of, a really good take. Okay, but the number one, here we go.
Number one.
And again, you mentioned Leprechaun 2.
And that was really bad. Like, that's not my favorite by far. That was really bad.
That was the worst of your favorites, and that wasn't even a favorite list.
Yeah.
I'm going to get flack for this, but I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't care.
You don't care, people.
Resident Evil.
Which one?
The first one.
Okay.
It's a good old zombie horror video game inspired movie.
Fun.
And, just that list is horrifying. That list of words together is not horrifying in a good way. Horrifying in, video game zombie movie. It was released in 2002, and it has a lot of stars, again, that have become famous since, including Mila Jovovich from this very long-running franchise and The Fifth Element, Michelle Rodriguez from pretty much every Fast and Furious movie, James Purefoy from all of his serial killery stuff, Eric Mabius from Ugly Betty and Dead Letters. The basic plot is virus outbreak in a lab leads to zombie outbreak in said lab, and a special strike team comes in to battle deranged AI and zombies in that lab. So, every Resident Evil video game ever.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
They actually came out with that recently.
Yeah.
They rebooted the entire franchise with none of the original actors, and they got rid of Alice, the character.
Mm-hmm.
And why do I love it despite it not being a major success? It was very unfavorably received.
Yeah.
Very. It did really well and made back more than 3 times the budget. But I see it every year on television. I love the action. I love the quotes. I love the zombies. I love the laser grid scene. I love the evil little girl in the computer saying, "You're all going to die down here." and the fact that it set up 5 sequels, which took 14 years to complete. When I was down with pancreatitis last year, as a matter of fact, when I was in the hospital, I had a remote. I aimed it at the television, and there was a Resident Evil marathon, and I got to watch every single movie, one after another, plus the final movie, which I'd never seen until that exact year. It's just like, this is the worst thing to be watching in a hospital when you're, suffering this sort of pain. But this is great. These are some great movies. Yes, come at me with pitchforks and torches, because he may he may have endured somewhat the Leprechaun 2, but I will die on the hill of Resident Evil being a great film franchise. No, I am not turning in my nerd card.
Well, no, that may be what gives you your nerd card.
I will die on this hill, like so many people did, and then became zombies. I'm sorry. I own it on DVD, for crying out loud. When Halloween comes, I make sure to watch it once a year. At least once a year. And I can quote it back and forth. It's fun.
You dork.
I also have to point out this little bit of trivia that right towards the end, and I don't feel bad spoiling this, the movie came out in 2002. That's 20 years ago. Jump on board, people. James Purefoy was not liked by the rest of the cast.
It was 20 years ago?
2002.
It was 20 years ago.
I know.
Ouch.
Are you trying to make me feel old? Are you jabbing your bony finger at my age?
No, I feel old too, man.
Because it wasn't out when you were alive?
I was alive then.
Sorry, I'm making fun of your age now. James Purefoy, who played the character Spencer, was not liked by the rest of the cast. At one point, he is supposed to be hit by an axe. And of course, they cut away, so you don't actually see this. Mila Jovovich hated him and actually hit him with the axe. I mean, it was probably a prop axe, but still, it was reported that she actually hit him because they were not getting along at all.
Whack.
Whack kill stick with a blade. WKKL reference.
Hooray.
When is someone going to make a series about that?
I don't think it'll market well. I don't see a toy series for it.
I would be an amazing action figure. And hot. How dare you? How dare you think I would not sell well? Everything I say is full of excitement. Can you imagine the catchphrases that would come on my doll?
Yeah. I can. That's why it won't sell well.
All right, so there we have it. Those are our horror movies. Although Whiskey sadly needs to try some more. You and me, we are going to do a marathon of my favorite movies. You haven't seen any of these.
No, I haven't.
We're going to do a marathon of all of these. These are my favorites. We will get together and watch them. Like Sunday. What are you doing Sunday?
No, I've got Sunday off.
I hate you now. I've got some assembly to do.
Some assembly required.
Mr. Michael T. Whiskey, you stand accused by Sergeant Pepper of the esteemed Cape Cod Police Department of driving under the influence of alcohol. Paralegals, you gotta proofread these things. Come on, you're making me look silly. Mr. Whiskey, how do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
But you admitted to Sergeant Pepper to being drunk on the scene.
That's correct, Your Honor, but I would like to put forward that while I may have been drunk, the horse was as sober as the Pope on Sunday.
You were driving a horse.
No, sir, he was taking himself home. I was just along for the ride.
On the horse.
He's a good horse, knows where he's going.
That is a good horse. Anyway, is there any case law on this? Virginia, you say? Riding lawnmowers, well, that doesn't help this case. Florida? Oh, no, I don't even want to know.
Judge?
Hellraiser.
Never seen it.
Jeepers Creepers.
Never seen it.
Midsummer.
Never seen it.
It.
Stanley Kubrick?
Any of them.
No.
The Conjuring.
No.
Carrie.
No.
The Shining.
No.
The
I
Witch.
have watched The Shining.
Oh my gosh, there's one. Wait, did you watch the entire thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back, Whiskey.
Okay, so
welcome back.
I would like to revise my number 3 and replace the Leprechaun 2 with
The Shining. The movie that Stephen King hates so much. Oh, did you know? The love of my life. Love you, Robbie. His uncle produced it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, right there. His names are in the credits. He is a very famous producer. He produced a couple movies and musicals here and there, and that was one of them.
Wow.
So it's so awesome seeing that name in there. Thank you. The Shining. What do you like about The Shining?
I like Jack Nicholson.
The man is unhinged.
He is great.
Gloriously unhinged. Come on, like blood in the elevator, creepy naked woman in bathtub. There's got to be something you can tell me that you liked.
I liked all of it. I like the writing. I mean, I've never read the book, The Shining, so
You must read it. I'll
so
loan
it
you my copy.
probably pales in comparison.
I'll loan you my copy. And then you have to read the sequel. What about independent horror, like REC, The Visit,
No.
Blair Witch,
No.
newer stuff like Oculus, Us,
Nope.
Sinister,
Nope.
Get Out,
Nope.
Coraline?
I watched Coraline.
Okay, we're going to put that one on the list.
Neil Gaiman's Coraline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to put that on the list because no matter how many times I watch that, that is not a children's happy, fun family movie. That is a frickin' straight up mind F.
That was children. I watched that when I was a kid. That was a fun movie when I was a kid.
It's not a kid's movie. It's horrifying.
I thought it was fun.
It's based off of an actual tale where a guy is seduced into going upstairs to a woman's room and all the ghosts of all of her lovers join him on the stairs and say, "Hey, dude, don't go up there. She killed us." That is not a kid's movie. Hello, you're just in time for supper, dear.
The animated one?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
With the other mother?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, Terry Hatcher. Ugh. Come on, the man made of rats, plucking out the eyes of people and sewing buttons onto them. The children, the ghosts of the children trapped behind the mirror.
Yeah.
The skeleton hand, the giant spider.
It's a good children's movie. I'm sorry, I grew up with Brothers Grimm. The real Brothers Grimm.
During Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, did you enjoy the child catcher part?
I never watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh my gosh! Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go now. There's so much to be done.
Before we go, I remembered your lamenting your loss of the pirated Soul Silver game that you bought a while ago.
Yes.
So, I'm going to give you my copy of Soul Silver.
What?
To borrow. You can't just keep it forever. I'm going to want it back eventually.
What?
But
Is that?
It's Soul Silver, and I'll play Heart and Gold, and we'll go through a run together, and we'll talk about it on the podcast. It's such a beautiful moment for him.
I'm your friend Frosty.
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
And as always,
Have
a
a
cold one on
us.
us. Okay, now give me that thing. This is one of the sweetest things you've ever done. Give it to me. Give it to me now. Give it to me.
There you go.
This podcast was recorded at and produced by Cape Media Center on Cape Cod, Massachusetts by podcasting duo Mike Whiskey and Your Friend Frosty. All music and sound credits go to soundstripe.com. Special thanks to Jamie Horton, Emily Tulloch, Gabrielle Rawson. For more information on Bourbon on Ice, visit our social media page at twitter.com/whiskeyfrosty. For more information on Cape Media Center, visit capemedia.org. For more listening options and a variety of podcasting entertainment, visit our hosts at buzzsprout.com and capemediacenter.org.